Today we're going to be talking about transformational coaches, and I'm with two friends that become friends of mine, but they also do this kind of coaching thing that has become really popular nowadays. For those that don't know, because I do coaching too, mine's more manifesting, conscious creation, but it can go in different directions. Explain to everyone, to me, like I'm 2 years old. Oh, let me introduce them. I didn't even introduce them. Leticia and Myrna Gonzalez. And explain to me what the difference between a coach and therapy and how a coach can help someone really transform their lives. Because transformational coaching is about transformation. Talk about that. Whoever wants to go first.
You go. Well, I would say transformational coaching is focusing on emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
When we mastered our feelings, when we mastered our emotions, then we make wise decisions, because now we're not being guided, by a reaction. We're not being guided by our emotions. And when you're able to master your emotions, then you'll make decisions, you'll take actions that will in turn give you epic results, extraordinary results in whatever department of your life you want to change, you want to shift, or you want to create in your life.
That is so powerful what you're saying, and we hear so much about it. What is emotional intelligence? Explain it to all of us like we're 2 years old again. What is emotional intelligence? And you can both explain or jump in, or it doesn't matter.
Go ahead, you can add it now.
Well, coaching is a vehicle, and I'm going to say it's like tools that support you into having this accountability where it takes you into this discovery of yourself, basically, of where am I in my life? What do I want? Where do I want to go? And what we tell basically to our students or the people that work with us is that we all want the results in our lives. We want more money. We want the car of our dreams, the relationship of our dreams, the job of our dreams. And we think, because we work in coaching a lot with limiting beliefs. What are your beliefs? It's like the GPS navigating system that we operate from, right? Or where we take decisions from. And it's basically allowing yourself to dive deep within yourself and in this process of discovery, because it's from the inside out how you will achieve your results. And that's where the emotional intelligence comes in.
And explain to me, like emotional intelligence is how does it show up for people?
Okay. Well, the first thing, just like the name says it, emotional intelligence. What are my emotions? So before I even begin anything or what I want to create, who I am, I got to find out what's happening, what's being activated, what am I experiencing? And I get to label that, I get to call it by its name and identify why I'm experiencing this. But I can't jump steps. I can't be like, I'm a master of emotional intelligence until I realize and I identify what is the emotions I'm experiencing. And then we dive in on the why. Why do I experience fear, for example? Why do I experience feeling unworthy of a result, unworthy of a relationship, of love, which is one of the main ones, right?
That's right.
Unworthiness. Why do I not feel worthy of success? Why do I not feel worthy of these experiences, of the car, of the vehicle, of the house, of the career? And then when I identify it and I own it, now I can dive in. I go to what Leticia is saying. Okay, now I find out where it's coming from, the root cause. And many of our limiting beliefs, as we call them, many of our barriers, they are really embedded fears. So it didn't start yesterday. It didn't start last night. It didn't start 2020. It started when we were a child, when we were small and upbringing. So all of our environment really created that. We picked it up there. We learned it. Is another way to say it, right? We learn it there. And many of our fears and limiting beliefs or limits that limit us are embedded in our operating system, which is what the GPS that we're going to refer to that.
Describe to me when you see adults, or how most adults, before we understand this, that it's like that, like you said, that GPS, our emotional intelligence, how many of us are still walking around like wounded children? And until we start doing this inner work of peeling back the layers.
I'm going to say that when we show up in life, we come from like the automatic pilot, we're going to say. Like we're in this survival mode.
That's right.
Where we think it's work, kids, responsibilities, and like we're in this cycle. And suddenly our authentic self is not there, right? And we have no passion, we have no joy, no happiness, we don't smile. And
is that what you would say, being in a rut? Like people who are just on autopilot, but they're not really living their life.
And the thing here is that people don't know sometimes that
Yeah.
they're there because
You
it's
don't-
normal. It has become the way I'm used to living. It has become my comfort zone, the only thing that I know, because what I've experienced all along, what my parents told me, school, have shaped the way I see the world, the way that I relate, the things that have marked me in my life is the way that I see things now. And of course, the decisions that I'm taking along the way.
So it becomes a default.
Yeah.
Imagine we're on default, right? So your default is now low passion, no nothing, right? And we think that's the norm. So
Yep.
when people, resignation means that I know I could be doing more, but I'm not doing it. And I'm okay with not being, stepping into my greatness. I'm okay with not creating the most that I can. So when I'm in resignation of my life, in resignation of my dreams, of what I want, I've not given up. And people tend to, believe it or not, like you asked, be on default. So your default becomes fear, insecurity, doubt. I can't, and then I don't care.
Do you think this is something that everyone goes through? And I think we do. At some point in our lives, we all face something, and it could be traumatic or difficult or painful, and it awakens us. And it's the trigger that says, I'm wasting my life. I'm not, whatever. Have you found that? Tell me about it.
Definitely, we have all gone through an experience that have marked us and shaped the way that we think and the way we relate in the world. And it's just a matter of observing and noticing and doing the internal work, because sometimes it was so painful, it was so traumatic that people don't want to go there, or they erase it, they block it from their life. And it's like, no, I don't want to go there. It's like, but yes, you don't want to go to a childhood experience or something that happened in your life that is reflected on how you're living your life now.
That's
So we gotta go there and do the dirty work, get messy, heal what's not healed there, and discover what's coming up until you peel those layers.
And to add to that, so most people, when do you wake up? I think everybody goes through something. We're human.
That's right.
If life was perfect, it'd be boring. We'd be bored right now. We wouldn't be doing this right now. We'd be creating value. And so when the prices that you're paying are more expensive, cost you more than the reward of being comfortable, small, safe, in control. When that price is higher, people normally wake up.
Yeah.
We call the wake up. Why we snap out of it? Like, oh my God, I lost a wife, not just one wife, 5 wives. I've lost these careers. I'm not living my life to the fullest. I've lost my children, my mom. I hate my mom. I don't talk to my sister.
That's right.
We all hate each other. I'm by
Because
myself.
we go on
The awakening.
and we go on a repetitive pattern.
The patterns. Well, sometimes people don't realize, and this is what I always say. If you keep going through the same experience, you're the common denominator. Take the attention off of everyone outside of you. You keep on aligning and creating and resonating with the same kind of experience, people. You can't say, I hate all women, because all women, no, not all women. It's the women you're choosing. So what about you is choosing women this way? Or what about you is choosing men like this? Or what about you is choosing this kind of job? What about you? And I had to go through that. What about me? We talked about this. But we've all gone through, what about me created this? And when you ask that powerful question, it's like, what wounds am I operating?
One of the things that I've heard that resonated the most with me is that one of the biggest problems that we have that make the world as it is right now is the lack of accountability and responsibility of ourselves. So we are so focused trying to control everyone and everything around us, when we can only control ourselves, the way we feel, the way we act, the things we choose. And it's so exhausting. And it's basically be responsible. And we don't talk about responsibility in a way, well, I pay my bills, well, I take my kids to school, I go to work. It's the ability to respond when things are not going our way.
Yeah, and I think that question you just said, that is one of the hardest one. Because if you're going to get into this work, it takes responsibility and honesty. But now it's somebody
Honesty
else.
with yourself.
Honesty
That's
with
right.
self. And most of the time, people are angry, mad, and they're looking for someone to blame. I want to find someone to blame for my misery, for my bad luck, for everybody, for
And
this
we've
and
all
going my
been
way.
there.
Yeah, of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're speaking from experience
That's
now.
right.
Okay, I
Maybe
wasn't born this way.
We're not blaming. No.
No, no.
We've
I'm saying, how do you begin this work, right? And it's being honest with you. Like you said, for something very important, you said, okay, well, what am I doing to generate this? The general comment, all women are like this, all men are like that. No, honey, you're projecting that because of the work you haven't done. And so, yes, you haven't healed that. So your projection will be that all women, and not just that, you will generate that.
That's right.
Because we're creating our reality. Moment to moment, we're co-creating our reality. And so if you think it, if you believe it, you'll create it. And that works both ways. I know we always say it to empower others. And you believe you'll create it. Yes, but it also works the other way. If you believe that all women are the same, you'll generate the same women. Different name,
Absolutely.
different package, same experience.
Absolutely. And that goes with job, with family.
Absolutely,
If you
yes.
have a pattern, and we've talked about this. If you have a pattern in your life, look at yourself. What about me says it's okay to be treated this way? Because if not, you stay in that same kind of perpetual cycle. Now, you guys said this to me, and it was so powerful. The marketing campaign of the victim.
Yes.
And I feel like, okay, let me ask it in the question. How does society and culture program us to believe that we're the victim and helpless? Because it's not doing us any good. Talk to me about that, and how you'd show people, like you say, to take your power back. You have control over this.
Right. And more than take your power back, it's about reclaiming your power.
That's right.
But the only way that you can reclaim that is from a space of responsibility. So the opposite of victimhood, being a victim, would be responsibility, my ability to respond, as Coach Letty mentioned right now. Now, why is everything designed that way? Well, we put ourselves in those environments.
That's right.
And so our environment, we are going to attract those environments, attract those people that allow us. So the marketing campaign example means that, right? So what do we do when something happens? We go on a marketing campaign because unconsciously or consciously, we're looking for approval. We want the pobrecita. Oh my God, poor you. And what we're really doing is everybody be on my side. Prove my story to be right. That, oh, poor me.
Validation of our own story.
We do. And sometimes, listen, me cayó we don't even realize we're doing it. Let me tell you my version, and and it's like,
yeah, and you want approval. You want approval, right? And then what do the friends do? Oh, yes, yes. But then when you begin to do the work of emotional intelligence, you surround yourself by other people that will say, no, honey, I let you talk. Okay. No. Let's talk about responsibility.
That's right.
And then your environment also begins to hold you responsible. Your friendships, your relationships, your job begin to change to a higher frequency, whether you're going to call it higher energy, that holds you in full responsibility.
How are you choosing this, and why did you choose this? And
exactly.
This is something that I learned in my own journey of awakening, is that everything that shows up in my life, I aligned with, I resonated, I attracted. Even the painful things. What is this here to show me, to grow me, to evolve me? Even if it's, I don't want to go through this again. So how can I be different? Because I can't, like you said, you can't.
I think that the first thing is the acceptance of it. Because some people say well, it's so easy for you because you haven't gone through this or that, or you don't know my story, this and that. And we all have a story.
We all have a story.
And we all tell ourselves a story about that story.
That's right.
So we're navigating with this flag of, let me tell you, with this validation that we said. But the first thing is the acceptance that this happened to me for a reason. Yes, whatever it was, so painful, as hard as it might been, to see, what am I doing now with this? And when will I choose something different? Now I will say to me, another story. I'm so tired of telling myself this story, of recreating this story, of carrying this story, of having the results based on this story. But you gotta choose consciously by accepting.
Yeah, here's the thing. Sometimes we use that story to play small. We use the story as a badge of honor. Right? So people will hold me accountable for it. And because I have this sob story, I'm not invalidating the story. I get it. The abandonment, I don't know, even, something so deep, traumatic, we understand. The question is, how long am I going to use the story for? How many more years? How many more lifetimes? Because then
So powerful.
I begin to use it as a badge of honor of, hey, I went through this, so excuse my smallness. Excuse my mediocrity. Excuse that I'm going to sell out. Excuse my self-sabotage. Excuse that I got this story. So I have like a free pass. You know, when we were in school,
Yeah.
you got the restroom pass, the hall pass. So free pass to not step into my greatness. To not be fully who I was born to be, to not be
show
on
up for
divine
yourself.
assignment, whatever it is that you're doing. Show up for myself and then for others. And then I say, no, I'm using it to support others. Yeah, honey, but it begins with you modeling that. So we use the pain and suffering. I want to be clear about that. I'm not saying we're invalidating it. So it's okay not to be okay. But now what, though? What, you're
How
going to
do
be
you-
not okay for 80 years? You know, okay. So we use the pain and suffering as the fuel.
Is an identity to make it why I'm not
Yeah.
good enough, not worthy.
Exactly.
That's a
I'm
very
a victim. It becomes an
conscious
yes.
choice.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
Yeah, and what
Right.
you're saying, and what we're saying is, we have the power,
Yeah.
we all do, to change the story.
How do you shift someone, or how do you shift as a person for, everyone watching this? How do you shift from, I went through something traumatic and painful, but I asked the right questions and I can shift this into power? What is the questions that we start asking ourselves?
The
That you
mentality.
say, someone, ask yourself.
Well, first,
The awareness. Yeah.
first is understanding that everything in life is just so neutral, and we put interpretation to that. And my interpretation of something that happened is going to be totally different from hers or from yours. Why? Because I'm operating by my belief system that has created a story and interpretation about how I relate with something. So when you understand that, you're open and receptive to start questioning yourself, to see something different, and rather than just back up my story, validate my story, or I am right about something, and start questioning. Because coaching is not advice, tell me what to do. Is a series of questions based where you're at and taking you deep inside so that you can find your own answers.
Yeah, and to add to that, right? So it's steps, because we're not going to ignore it. So we're not saying either, hide it, pretend it didn't happen, because that doesn't work either. It's going to come burst in your face when you're all happy and you find happiness and joy in the love of your life. Your past, like, hey, here I am.
And what
You
do
never
we love
managed
to
me.
do? Avoid.
Yeah, you never managed me, right?
And what
then
you don't deal will come up again. It'll
Exactly,
come up again.
exactly.
Of
So what
course.
we're saying is the first step is to acknowledge it.
Yeah, don't
Acknowledge that
suppress,
it's
don't
there.
ignore.
Acknowledge what's coming up, yes? And let's do the work. Let's heal. We cannot change. We can't go back and change the abandonment. We can't go back and change, let's just say something serious, yes? An abuse, verbal abuse,
okay.
emotional, whatever it might be. What you could do, though, is go back and reclaim what was taken from you. Reclaim your voice. Reclaim your dignity. Reclaim your confidence. Reclaim your light, your essence, your smile. That we could do. And the way you do that is by changing the story, the interpretation. She said we give meaning. In life, we give meaning. Somebody offends you, yes, says a word, you're dumb. We're the ones that get offended,
That's
you
right.
know, because we're giving meaning to the word dumb. But the word dumb is just a word.
That's right.
We are the ones that get all riled up,
Have
and,
the
we
power.
start, your mom, and, we get reactive. Yes, and leaders are proactive, not reactive. So we go back to the victim mindset. And so to answer your question is first do that, and then we have the power to change the story. But you cannot change, I want to just stress that. You can't change the story by pretending the story did not happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's step number one. Acknowledge it. Own it. Be in ownership of the experience. Then I can heal it, and then I can release it and let it go. But I get to face it. I get to confront it. Face it and confront it, experience it, and then I release it.
That
And
comes
now-
with embracing the feelings and emotions
Absolutely.
of that experience.
Embrace it. It doesn't mean be, you're in Corte las Venas in the bed for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But it does mean do the work. Do the work. And so in life, we get to, invest time and money in things that will give us more time and money. Isn't that what we all want?
Mm-hmm.
And so
Absolutely.
that's what I would say is the way to go. And we all have the power to change the story. I would say change the story. Whatever story you're telling you right now that's limiting you, change it.
Give me an example of changing the story.
Okay, I'm a victim. Yes, everybody cheats on me. Let's see, that's the famous one. Yes, I can't trust. See or no?
All
Right?
men are the same, all women
All
are the
men are
same.
the same. Everybody cheats.
All women.
Everybody's out to get me. I can't trust nobody. There's even people that, say it very orgulloso, right? They're proud of it.
There you
I don't even trust my own shadow. What are you talking about?
That's
I
right.
can't trust you. well, honey, you got trust issues. But it's not about other people. It's not that you're not trusting your husband. It's not
you
your
don't
wife.
trust
It's not your
yourself.
boss. It's you.
Ooh.
So
It's
the
about
question
trust.
you want to ask is, when did you stop trusting you? Turn the question around. Turn the camera around. The camera's watching you now. You're an observer of you.
That's right. It's that you don't
When
trust
did
yourself.
you stop trusting you? And if you begin to do the work, I'm sure you're going to begin to find many of it. Oh,
Because people are going to let you down.
absolutely.
But I trust that no matter what anyone does outside of me, I'm going to be okay because I trust me. I may cry. I may call Leti and Myrna to help me cry it out. But I trust that you have to trust.
Right. And Patty, let me add, if somebody lets you down,
They're humans.
if somebody lets you down, you will not lose that trust. Because when you trust
That's
you,
right.
nobody's letting you down.
Well,
They're letting themselves down.
This is something I learned in my own healing journey, like spiritual awakening, which I went through in my 30s. And it's a process, right? And the more you evolve, the more awareness. And we're always in process till the day, we get called home. But one of the things is that, I grew up in a violent, abusive home. And so I didn't realize how I was reliving those patterns. And then I had this awareness that I was looking for love and approval outside myself. And when I became the love of my own life,
Exactly.
when I poured all that love and energy into me, you naturally magnetize it. I can be myself. I'm not perfect. We're human. But you naturally magnetize it. And so I'm not operating from lack or void. I am whole and complete within myself. And it shifted everything for me. So I don't operate from someone's.
That's why I said, when somebody betrays you, lets you down, they're not, because you have your trust.
Because I'm the love of one. Because my self-worth isn't tied to. I mean, we come to relationship, love, and even every kind of relationship, not just love, but friendships, family,
everything,
work,
business.
It's a business. You can't operate from lack. The trust that no matter what you face, you trust yourself enough, because it's always a relationship.
And when you're so clear and the confidence is so clear, you have no expectations.
That's right. That's true.
You can have standards of what it might look like, but the difference, I believe, between standards and expectations is the flexibility.
Yeah.
When I have an expectation that a certain thing that they should give me this, that want, it's like they didn't meet that, so people lay me down. So now when I have a standard of what I would love to have, or probably how it will look like, but there's a navigating space of flexibility that probably didn't happen right exactly how, but it happened in another way. It's completely different, and now you recuperate it and you gain your power back.
And here's the thing to add to that, a whole other level of emotional intelligence, a whole other level of awareness. Somebody lets you down. Let's just say somebody does something. We realize
Which they will, because they're humans.
Yes. But when you're so clear about that and you're mastering emotional intelligence, it has nothing to do with you.
That's right. You're able to detach
Nothing to
and
do
say,
with
this
you.
has nothing to do with me.
No, and then you have a power to decide, as she's saying, do I want them around? Do I want them in my environment or not? Because who they're really letting down is themselves.
That's right.
Not you.
It's changing the story. You're absolutely right. Once you learn that, but if you're operating, most of us, would you say that most people looking for love are operating from that lack and neediness? And they're in that very possessive, jealousy, control,
Yes.
which is not whole and completeness. We can't control other people.
It's natural. We're humans. And I was actually reading a book the other day, and how it's part of human being that we want to control. It's in our nature, how we want to control everything outside of ourselves, because it gives us a false sense of safety.
That's right.
But it gives us actually the opposite, right? We are so disconnected. We're so worried that there's all this pressure. But it all begins with questioning and observing your belief system. Because sometimes we think things about life that they're not even ours. So we're carrying with what mom thought, with what dad, friends, and we are adopting all this series of beliefs, and our beliefs are creating our entire environment.
That's right. And let's tell people now, and our beliefs aren't set in stone. We can change them.
Yeah.
When you start looking at your limiting beliefs,
Yes.
all women are this. When we're all or
general.
nothing, generalizing. How do you guys say that?
Generalizing.
Generalizing.
Yes, generalizing.
They're all like this. Okay, so that's a huge limiting belief.
Yes.
So when we start, what do you tell someone? Like, look at your beliefs, because they're not set in stone. You can.
Here's what I would say.
Yeah.
So You asked right now a very important question. You said, do most people, are in lack? It's not really lack. Lack is one limiting belief. But here's the two questions to ask yourself. Every day, all of us, everybody, including us, we have two options. Either I'm creating or I'm surviving.
That's right.
And that's how you know how to identify it. So if today I'm surviving, for example, I'm worried about tomorrow. Well, I just rob myself from today's peace. Because tomorrow's not here tomorrow, yet, and yesterday already passed. Most people are in the past, in guilt and shame and regret. I should have. Or in the future, am I going to do it and not in control? She mentioned control. Am I going to have the money, the precision? We're never here. And so you can't create because you're not here. We lost you. And you're not just there for yourself, but in your marriage, in your relationships, in your business, intimacy, creating. You're not there. You're not present. Option number 2, am I creating? If I'm creating, it means that today, in this moment, I feel comfortable in my skin with who I be, connected to my dreams and my vision, and taking action aligned with who I say I'm committed to be, aligned with the marriage I say I'm committed to creating, aligned with the relationships that I'm committed to creating with my siblings, mom, dad, neighbors, community, whomever it is. But I'm in the present moment, embracing and in complete gratitude of what I created today.
Amen.
And those are the two options. So ask yourself that question. Wait a minute, am I surviving? What story is running my life right now? A story that serves me? Or a story that keeps me chained up to the past, a prisoner of self in the past?
That's right.
What's the story? Because that story is running your life.
And I love Louise Hay, and one of her phrases is, the only point of power for you is the present moment.
That's right.
It's right here. You cannot change what happened even 5 minutes ago or what's coming. Your point of power is right here, your present moment.
Let's give the biggest piece of advice for someone looking right now. This message is resonating. I don't believe in coincidences. For anyone who's hearing this, they were meant to hear it. What do you say? How do you, like you said, take control of your power? Realize that you are powerful. You get to decide.
Well, go first.
Yeah.
Well, what would I say to anyone that's listening to us is, no matter how hard you think your situation right now, how things cannot change, probably you don't see that the circumstances are aligning to whatever is happening in your life. Everything can be changed. We have the power to change our lives.
We do.
It's just a matter of choosing something different. Be brave enough to take a stand for you, to rewrite your story, to be the CEO of your life, to be the uncontested author of your life, of everything that you want to create. If you are ready to change your life, it's when enough is enough. You can change that.
Yeah, you're not stuck.
Well, you're not a tree. I always tell my students, you're not a tree. Move.
You can.
There's people that don't move. Why? Everything in life has a solution except death.
That's right.
When you're dead, worry. Ya te moriste. Worry.
Or taxes. No, not even, huh?
Is there anything in your life you don't like? Take action on it. Then change it.
And if you cannot change an event, let's say it's something serious, because there is circumstances out there that are serious and are hurtful. Yes? Okay. If you cannot change it, then change the interpretation. Change the power that you're giving it.
Change the story in your head.
Yes, change the interpretation. That's what you're giving it.
And then you change the energy, which changes things.
It changes it. Let's say somebody gets fired right now, okay? 2 interpretations. One, if you're a victim mentality. Oh my God, my life is over. The bills, the kids, the career. Okay. Option number 2, wow, the perfect opportunity to be the entrepreneur I've always wanted to be.
I know someone who recently, the company they worked for closed down. And now they're branching off on their own. What advice would you give to them? Someone watching.
That's what I would say.
Our photog watching this.
This is your opportunity. Stop waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. Amen. People spend lifetimes waiting for a miracle, and we forget that we are the miracle.
We are courage.
So instead of giving up, don't give up. Rise up.
Yeah. And tell me, okay, last question, because we could go in so many directions with this.
It's good. It's just so vast.
Does it feel like 30 minutes? We just did 30 minutes and it doesn't even feel like it, right?
I know, it's like 5.
Yeah, no, it feels like 5 minutes. Okay. So when you see people start to ask those questions and do the inner work, and the inner work is, why do I believe this? Why am I looking back at your patterns? It is healing, and it's painful, and you kind of cry it out, and it's peeling
It's
back the layers.
challenging.
Yeah. It's inner work and it's a process.
It can be uncomfortable.
It
Is the
can,
word. It's
but on the other end of it, talk about that, the transformation,
right.
In your own journeys, and then when you said, I can show other people how to do this.
Well, it's first understanding that possibilities like are infinite, and you have to be not have to, but you get to be willing to lose it all to have it all.
That's right.
Along the way, and that's what happened in my story. Took a stand for me. It was a conscious choice. It was me or everything that was in society that was not allowing me,
That it was no longer working for you.
Yes.
Exactly. So there's a point in your life that you get to ask yourself, are you going to choose everything that's comfortable, that you have grown with, and that has made you felt safe, but that you're not in your power, you're not authentic, you're not fulfilling, you're not happy. So take it stand for you. It's time to make that conscious choice.
To be aligned with you, I would say. But I mean, I feel that true healing, because you said, what took you to now show others? Well, first of all, responsibility, you heard, is really what we're getting down to. Owning your past, owning your stories from a space of responsibility. Nothing happened to you. It happened for you. When you understand that, through responsibility, we'll be free. And for me, true healing is when I can use my experiences to heal others.
Use it for good. And we can use
to make a
everything
difference,
for good. Absolutely.
To impact others.
When you
say, hey, we're a walking example of what's possible. I have a list of things I can say. I have the perfect story. Somebody saying, well, you don't know what I went through. I have the perfect story to be a victim about it, but I choose otherwise. I choose to be a leader who inspires others, who ignites souls, and who shows them through my action, my being, my decisions, what's possible.
Hurt people.
That's right.
Heal people.
Heal people.
Ooh, that's powerful. That's right. And so they hold conferences, they host conferences. You just had a really big one, and I'll have all their information in the description and the links to get a hold of them, and so you could follow them as well. Really, really powerful stuff. Thank you, ladies. And we're going to do more of these because we can just go in different directions in love and work and attract
and worthiness
money.
is a big one.
Abundance.
Yeah.
People operate from lack.
Yeah.
Want to take it? So we'll do a money one another time. How to attract abundance. And so we'll do another one. So stay tuned for this one. Thank you, ladies, for joining me.
You bet. Thank you so much.